Hey guys, what's up? This is Rob with One Star Reviews. Thank you so much for watching. It's Saturday. Hope you're having a great day. Today we're going to review this thing that I bought over a year ago. This thing is supposed to be a paint roller. Got it off of Instagram ads. I don't remember the name of the vendor or how much it cost. I think it was around 10 bucks or so. And it looked like a great idea because I was watching the video, of course. You pour paint on one side of this thing, and then this thing's supposed to just keep on rolling. You don't have to keep, reapplying the paint from some type of tray or whatnot. It's just supposed to keep, good supply of paint in here. You're just supposed to just keep rolling. So they advertise it to where it saves time, and all that stuff. It looked like a good little thing to just check out to see if it works. Like I said, I spent about 10 bucks on it, and literally this thing took, I don't know, 3 or 4 months to get to my house. So by the time I got it, I was, I looked at it and I said, this thing looks pretty flimsy, put it away, never used it. Tonight, we're gonna check it out. I finally am painting my office. It's an old green color, and I got it cut. I got everything cut. Now I just need to roll it. But instead of using a traditional roller, we're gonna use this thing. Now, let's go over this thing. Again, it was 10 bucks, so you're probably gonna get what you paid for. I have very little expectations on this thing. Let's walk through this. So you have, comes with a little handle here, but it is meant for an extension. You could attach an extension here. So we'll try that after I, make sure this thing doesn't implode on me. This whole thing is plastic. All of this is plastic, and it's pretty flimsy plastic too. And then this roller is some kind of soft material. It's kind of felt like. It's not like your traditional, your rollers that you normally get. This is it's kind of plush. It's kind of plush. And it sits on this roller here. You can see that. And then on this side right here, this is where you're supposed to add the paint. So we're gonna open this up real quick. Again, there's no, if you open it up, this thing just comes off. There is no rubber surround. There's no type of anything in here that forms a seal, a nice cushion seal, like any kind of ring or any type of gasket or anything. So this reservoir where you put the paint in here, I know you can't see it. It's just all plastic. It's plastic, and then I can feel the roller on the inside here. Okay, so it's very simple. I assume this is for one use only. I don't think you could reuse this. And if you did, I wouldn't want to sit here and wash this. I think in the commercial, they'd say you can like rinse this off. I'm not going to do that. This was 10, 15, 10 or 12 bucks. I'm going to try to use it for one application, and we'll go from there. But anyway, like I said, just plastic, straight up plastic. So this is all going to get paint on it. Everything's going to get paint on it. So let's go ahead and put paint in there. I'm not going to show you putting it in because this is going to be a struggle, but this thing is probably about about 1 3/4 inches or so big. So if you have a paint can that has a spout on it where you can put it on there, then it shouldn't be a problem pouring this in. But I'm going to go ahead and do this offline, and we'll be right back. Hey guys, so we're back. I've poured this into the container. As you can see, it's not that easy. I don't have a paint can with one of those little neat spouts where it can easily pour into. So it got a little messy, got on the outside of this thing, and I filled it up about halfway. I don't want to waste a whole lot of paint if this thing doesn't work. But it's sitting in here, no problem. I'm sure if I tip it, something else might happen. But you can kind of see right here, you can't see inside, but anyway, it's about half full. It's about half full. All right, so I'm gonna take this plastic cap. I guess it just snaps into place like that, and again, pretty interesting. All right, let me get a little closer before we begin. All right, well, can't get any closer. We're just gonna have to do like this, all right? So I got about, like I said, about a cup or two of paint in here. I'm just gonna start rolling on this. This is just regular paint on, this eggshell, and I'm just gonna start rolling and see what happens. See if a big mess happens. I'm gonna make sure I line my floor if anything bad happens down here. All right, so no name paint roller. See if it's life-changing. Here we go. All right, as you can see, nothing is happening at all. Nothing is happening at all. I don't know if I'm supposed to, is there a switch or something? I mean, I'll pour it in here a little bit. Nothing is happening other than the paint that was outside of this thing. I gotta be doing this wrong, guys. There's gotta be something wrong here. I mean, there's gotta be something wrong. Am I supposed to press down? Okay, if I press down a little bit, some more paint's coming out. Okay, so I'm pressing down a little bit harder. I mean, I don't know how hard I'm supposed to press. Okay, so it's definitely more coming out as I keep rolling. But I am getting tired really fast. Okay, it's definitely coming out a lot more now. All right, so maybe if I just keep pushing on it, it's definitely coming out a lot smoother. I'm definitely putting in a lot of energy here. But it definitely is looking better. Okay. Okay. I guess you got to just get it started a little bit. After that, I mean, it's coming out pretty clean. I mean, you can kind of see the wall here. Okay. Y'all can see real quick, this is coming out pretty nicely. Now, if I could not have to refill this for a minute, again, I don't know how long this lasts. I don't know how long this thing is gonna make. But so far, so good. So far, so good. I mean, it took a little bit of effort to get it going, but now it seems to be working fine. Now, how messy this reload is going to be another question. But I mean, let me do some painting for a little bit and just see, how it does. All right, so I'll be right back. All right, guys, so we're back in. I wanted to show you some of the results from this thing. Now, I went ahead and painted this whole wall. Try to go back a little bit. Get a little back. This is probably about, from here to here, it's about, I don't know, 3 feet. 3 feet by a regular 8 foot ceilings. And it looks pretty smooth, right? You can see it looks pretty smooth. And this whole wall took up about half of that when I filled this thing about halfway up with paint. And when I finished it, it was completely dry. So I filled it all the way up to the top, and I started going to other sections of the wall here. And it looks very splotchy. And what happens is when you start rolling this thing, because this thing actually got kind of heavy because I put more paint in there. And what happened was this roller stopped rolling, and this sponge or felt thing, whatever you want to call it, just basically started to slide. So there was no more rolling. So I imagine when that happens and there's all this paint in there trying to get out, it started getting a little thick. And so let me show you some other areas where I tried to spread out this thick, when it started to come out, and it's just started to get really thick. And it's hard to tell right here because it's, this paint's not dry, it just got put on, but it just started to come out. And like I said, that sponge thing just started sliding, instead of rolling. It would roll like a little bit here and there as I was going up and down, but it just started sliding. So I said, that's probably not a good experience. That's probably not going to lay the paint down as evenly as a roller would. So I stopped, and then when I stopped, got a little bit of paint that started leaking out of the thing. Right, it started leaking out. I don't know how it did. It might have been either leaking out through the sides, or it might have just got too thick. The sponge area might have just got too saturated with the paint. So I stopped painting with it. There's still a lot of paint in there. I had to find something to to set this thing down, because it is quite messy, you know. I mean, immediately when I started to refill this thing, you know, there's nowhere to hold it, you know, because the whole thing is the roller, and trying to put paint in there, it's pretty tricky. It's pretty tricky. So I got my hands pretty much, you know, got some paint all over it. So for $10, I would not recommend this thing. It's just not very user friendly, I would say. There is not a whole lot of ways you can hold this thing without getting your hands full of paint. And, you know, if you fill it all the way up, you're gonna get some really splotchy results. Like I said, the paint just started to, you know, the roller started to slide. So I would rather go with a traditional roller like this you see here to paint. It is a little bit more trouble. Of course, you have to keep re-rolling and you have to keep, you know, keeping up with that. But the idea, I like the idea of pouring paint in something and then not having to go back in and redo it. But, you know, like I said, this thing got kind of heavy, top heavy. And then I think that's probably what made the roller stop rolling. So let me know what you think in the comments. Like I said, I didn't provide a name for this one, but if you see this gimmick, or I won't call it a gimmick, but it is like one of those as seen on TVs. If you see anything like it, they're probably all very similar. I would not recommend this thing at all. It looks, you know, kind of cool, but for $10, I was willing to give it a shot and just see what it would do. But it's definitely a no-go for me. Thanks so much for watching. This is Rob with One Star Reviews. Stay safe. God bless you. Do yourself a favor. Love your neighbor. And I'll see you next time.